Okay. I guess this will be the final video I make because my hat is over here sitting like it don't want to cooperate. I wanted to talk about understanding and being okay with people misunderstanding and not knowing you. You know what I mean? There's always, let me see. There's always a reason why we do the things that we do. There's always a thought behind an action. You know what I mean? And when you're craving somebody's approval or their attention, there's always different reasons for that. One of the reasons being that we need each other. We need people. But when it comes to it, not all of us need each other. You know what I mean? Like, my friends, if I have a friend, right? Her friends are not always going to be my friends. And I'm not always going to be friends of her friends' friends. Because it's no purpose for everybody to be together. You know what I mean? It's just too much for certain people. There's different things that people come into your life to teach you. And sometimes it's just no reason for two people to come together because it's not necessary for anything in that person's life. You know what I mean? Like, y'all just don't click at all. Sometimes it's just nothing that y'all gain from each other, even though that doesn't mean that person is worthless or that you're worthless. It's just y'all just don't mix. You know? Like I was saying though, we as people crave community. Me, you, and everybody else on this earth came on this earth without our permission. Regardless of what you want to say, I mean it like I'm not even going to get into all the other stuff. Say what you want to say about that. But when I came here, I didn't know I was coming here. I came here because of two people. And God's decision to have me on this earth for his own reasons. You know what I mean? With that being said, it didn't just stop there. Those two people had to make sure I was fed, taught, clothed, bathed, ate, and then grew me up so I could be able to communicate with the people that were around me. And the same happened with their parents. You know, the people that you end up growing up with, the same happened with their parents. That's just saying that we all need people in some type of way, regardless of how much you want to say you're self-made. None of us really are. You know what I mean? Even if you teach yourself something, you are still being taught by somebody else, even if that person is not human. If you're just getting taught from God, if you're getting information and wisdom from God, none of this came from you. You know, we all are building upon something else that somebody made. Ooh, what is that? I see so much weird stuff out here. We're all building upon something that somebody else made. You know what I mean? Even if it was just a seed from an idea of something. We are all building upon something, so we all need each other in some type of way. It's just different things, you know what I mean? Excuse my hat. Just wearing it. My main reason for making this video was basically to say, even though you need people around, you don't need everybody around. You know, we all desire community because community helps us live. Community helps us get to where we need to be. There's certain things that you can't touch without being in communication with other people. You know how people say it's not what you know, is who you know? A lot of the times that's true, because people can help you get in certain situations that you wouldn't be without them. People can teach you certain things that you wouldn't know and have you in certain places because of the knowledge that you gave them. It's just different things, you know what I mean? We all need each other in some type of way. But it becomes a problem when we desire somebody's approval and affection so bad, not knowing there are other people that will give that to us without us having to beg or try out for them. Because we see when you're searching for somebody's approval, you have to ask yourself, what does this person's approval give me? And we don't always search for different people's approvals for the same reason. One person can have 5 people competing for their attention and their approval for different reasons. It could be because she has money, is one person. This person wants to have sex with this person. This person wants to genuinely love and get to know this person as a friend. This person is curious about this person's life and they're jealous of them. Or something else positive, because it doesn't have to always be negative. You know what I mean? We don't always, like, people chase approval because you gain things from getting the approval of people. Like I said, there's certain things that you would not get. Just like a child craves for the approval of their mother, because you need, regardless of what we want to say, we need somebody to tell us right from wrong. And sometimes that comes from approval of the people we trust the most, because not everybody's opinion weighs the same. You know what I mean? So children being birthed from certain people will chase that person's approval their entire life, because that opinion to them makes sense. You know what I mean? That opinion, to get that approval, means I'm actually doing right. Forget everybody else. Your approval means something to me because of what I gain from it. You know what I mean? Once you take away the perceived gain of certain people's approval, you won't be chasing it as much. You know what I mean? Because you don't, like, there's certain people that you're like, let me go. Men, like, I'm pretty sure there's certain people that you've thought about that you dated, men and women. There's people that you've thought about that you've dated before that you're like, wow, I wish you never came up to me. But you remember seeking, just fighting for that person's approval, for them just to look in your direction. You know what I mean? And then when you get it, it's just like, like, excuse my hat. She is trying to be an attention seeker right now. Let me talk. It's different reasons as to why we do what we do. But you have to take it like this. Like, everything, when it comes to people's opinions, I always have visuals in my head. And one that helps me is the scales. Right? Regardless. Because one reason a lot of people get tricked into thinking somebody's approval or their opinion about them is fact, is that person's passion behind their opinion or perceived belief. Well, their belief of you. Their belief. Not the truth, but their belief of you. Their passion behind that thing will make you feel like, is this right? Passion is tricky. Passion is confusing. People cry about stupid stuff all the time. That goes to show you that not everybody's opinion should be weighed the same, especially when you're trying to crave it from certain people. I don't believe in this F 'em type thing, because you don't have to say F 'em to everything that you don't agree with. You know what I mean? You don't have to say F 'em to everything that you don't agree with from somebody just because they offended you because they didn't want you. You know what I mean? I'm over here talking real. I just had this lady walk past me. It's okay. Like with that, I say that because I'm not trying to scare nobody out here. It's a difference between, I don't believe in saying F 'em. You gotta have a balance in every single thing you do. And balancing certain things, like, it's almost like it doesn't look the same on the scale all the time. You know how they say, how much weight is 100 put 100 tons and 100-ton feathers on the same side. Which one weighs more? To the naked eye, if you don't pay attention to that question, you'll be like, the weight. But then you forget the point that they're both the same weight, but one just looks like it's a little bit heavier than the other one, because feathers are typically, by themselves, they're pretty light. You know what I mean? Don't weigh everybody's opinion the same and let people be in the dark about you. I'm sorry. I'm over here talking. Okay. You gotta let people be in the dark about you. Stop trying to prove yourself to people that cannot do anything with the knowledge of you. Like, when you have people misunderstanding you, when you have somebody misunderstanding you, when there's a mystery about something, there's also misunderstanding that goes with that thing. And that also includes the mystery of who you are. I'm just getting excited right now. If you have been somebody to like constantly be misunderstood throughout your life and constantly be seen as a different person, because not everybody's different. Like, everybody's different, but not everybody's rare. You know what I mean? It's certain people that you're like, God made this person specifically different for God made this person specifically different for different things, because we're not all supposed to be doing the same things, and that's not wrong. You know what I mean? There are certain people like Simone Biles. She's supposed to be doing what she's doing. Like, look at her body. Like, her body, like, even though she's pretty much built that body, I'm pretty sure if she was a little bit taller than what she was, or a little bit, just a tiny bit different, even to the way her nose is shaped. You know, it's different things about your body that are shaped a certain way so you can move in the way you do. And the Olympics shows that. I'm going to talk about that later. Maybe. It's just so amazing how God is just so intentional with certain things. But you cannot, when the purpose of a thing is unknown, abuse is inevitable. I'm pretty sure, like, the way I've seen people talk about Simone Biles' body, I'm over here talking random right now. If she had have listened or had have got certain stuff done, imagine Simone Biles, like, putting on like 300 pounds or getting a BBL or whatever people do. Her flips wouldn't have been, I'm getting water droplets all over me. Her flips wouldn't have been as good, because her stature is what makes her move as fast as she can. You know what I mean? Her body is like built perfectly for the things that she does and the moves that she does. It's certain people that you really got to think, like, you got to weigh out their opinions before you do it. And you got to stop trying to make people understand why you are the way you are. There's a difference between being the way you are and having to change. I'm not saying don't change the bad things about yourself, because we all have room to grow. I'm talking about the things that God embedded in you as a person that certain people do not understand. They're not supposed to understand, because there's certain people, if they understood, they stay around a little bit longer, and they wouldn't have any good intentions with that thing that they with that thing that they understand about you. You know what I mean? Because they have nothing, they don't have the capacity to use that thing about you. They don't have the capacity to understand that thing about you, so they'll abuse it. You know what I mean? So it's best to leave certain people in the dark about you and let them figure it out on their own. Because there's a difference between disrespect. There's a difference between disrespect and misunderstanding. Let people misunderstand you, but do not let them disrespect you. All right, we out.